Here we have the all-new 2025 Nissan Kicks. Now this one comes in the SV trim level in powder white. And then we have charcoal cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. That's mated to the Xtronic CVT. Power output is going to be 141 horsepower, 140 pound-feet of torque. Now as we come around to the front end here, I absolutely love this design. LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And just a great look even on this SV trim level. Having the gloss black there, the aluminum brush finish there. It looks so good in person. Sorry about the wind noise. There's a tropical storm coming in, so I'm trying to get this done as soon as possible. Down here we get the 17-inch steel wheels with a flex cover. So these are pretty impressive because they look like aluminum wheels, but they are steel wheels that just kind of have a little flair to them. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front. Over here we get our power mirror controls, power door locks, one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors, and then we do have our rear window lock there. Even though this is the SV, I like the trim here. It's kind of a soft carpeted feel. Bottle holders here. Auto stop toggle, hood release. We get a manual tilt, telescopic steering wheel. And then finally, we have that driver's seat here. So we can pump that seat up and down, move the seat back and forth, and move the seat bottom back and forth. So just a quick look at the driver's seat here for now. Pretty impressed so far. I want to give a huge thank you to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this Kicks as soon as it hit the ground. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to get the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your information, and I'll get your local dealers fighting to get you that best price on one of these. But sticker price $25,690, which is pretty good, especially because this engine is new for this car. We used to have the 1.6 that was in the Versa, but here we have the new 2-liter that we see in the Sentra. And still pretty good fuel economy. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so we're gonna check out the rear seat room. So not terrible. Again, this is a small, pretty much a compact SUV, and the space in here is pretty good. Again, that's for someone of my size sitting up there, and I could probably move the seat up a little bit more if I wanted to, but we have the seat back pocket on the front passenger seat. You get the nice LED dome lights there, grab handle there. So you're missing a few things, but for this price point, nothing I would necessarily complain about. We don't have the middle seat that folds down, but we can fold the whole seat now. I should say we don't have the middle seat that has the cup holders. But I like this. That's pretty neat there. And to the back end, they just did a great job with this as well. Looks very nice. Rear parking sensors integrated in that bumper there. Underneath the vehicle, there's the exhaust. Let's go ahead and pop the lift gate here. And decent space again for this being a compact SUV. Now the only thing I'm kind of curious about is we have the pockets on the side. I'm assuming you can add a net, or there's supposed to be a net there, because you have this space on either side, or maybe you could just put taller bottles or something that you want back here, but you don't necessarily want them rolling around. We get a full-size spare 17-inch donut down there. And then we also get capless fuel filler here. Some may like that, some may not. I'm gonna scoot this front seat up so I can show you how the seat folds down. So all we have to do is pull up here. That storm's coming. And that's how that folds down. Top tethers are right there. And then this is supposed to hold your seatbelt in. Put that in right there. Yeah, I need to hurry up. Jeez. And there's a front passenger seat there, which is manual. And again, you can scoot that back pretty far. Glove compartment space. So parts content is right here, mostly Mexican, which is to be expected for a vehicle that's this inexpensive, I think. And then we're gonna pop the hood. And there's that 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. Again, 141 horsepower, 140 pound-feet of torque. I like having the Kicks nameplate right there. It's just kind of neat having that in the engine bay. Something I haven't really, I guess, noticed, if I've ever seen it at all. So let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat here. So hard plastic steering wheel here. There's the horn sound. Now to the radio, we do get, and I'll show you this, AM, FM, XM, along with Bluetooth. We have 2 USB-C ports to plug your phone in, and then we have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Now my Apple CarPlay is hooked up wirelessly, so that's why that's there. I was doing a sound system test. I'll leave a link for that if you all want to take a look and kind of see what the stock speakers sound like in here. But I really like this home page here once the phone is actually linked up, because it has everything I need. I have a shortcut to go to add a device for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, all of that. So that's how you manage those connections. And then you can go in here, easily pull up the maps and everything like that. Easily get to the music, and then here you can pull up the actual CarPlay there and go through everything that's available to you. And then you just hit this to go back to the actual radio. So it's pretty neat, and I like how simplistic it is, because you really don't have much to worry about. You can customize it if you want to, like add a widget or whatever. And there's so much you can fool with while not, it doesn't feel overwhelming, if that makes sense, but there's still a lot you can do to customize it and make it your own. Backup cameras there. I do like that we have the guidelines that follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Now the picture could be better. It could be much better. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, but again, for the money, I'm not surprised. Now down here, volume knob, you can adjust that. Brightness there. Hazards. And then down here we have single zone manual climate control. So we can adjust the fan direction here, fan speed, temperature, the AC. Down here we get 2 USB-C ports. Again, that's what goes to your radio, but you can also use them for charging as well if you don't want to use this included wireless charging pad. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage the brake, press down to disengage. Automatic brake hold, and then shifter, just grab that. Even though it's a CVT, you can still fool with that a little bit, but probably the most that you can do is gonna have to do with the drive mode. So you do get 3 drive modes here, your Eco, Standard, and Sport. So that really is the only way that you can kind of adjust how you want this thing to handle, whether you want it to be efficient or whether you want it to be a little quicker. Bottle holders are here. Center console cubby space with a 12-volt, very tiny in here, but you know, it makes up for that by having these bigger cup holders, and everything is here in the center console space. Look at the back seat from up here. And one thing I am impressed with is that we do get these white lights throughout. Usually, you know, companies try to cut corners and make those the yellow dim lights, but I like that they did that. We do have a sliding visor, the vanity mirrors here, but no light anywhere to be found. I feel like there's probably one there in the higher trims. That's why there's a cutout there. But this is the first trim I've reviewed, so I'm kind of glad, because this is the one that most people are going to get. Blinkers are here. Auto high beams can be turned on or off there. And I like that it gives you a nice notification. It's only available with the auto. And that's how you adjust that. And then another cool thing is being able to adjust the brightness of the screen here. And that's something that's very neat. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Over here we get our intermittent wipers. So one time off, intermittent low high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here, and our rear wipers right there. Push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. Now over here, volume, trackless or radio station presets, voice recognition, Bluetooth, and then we can go through our gap adjust for the cruise control here. And then we can set the speed and whatnot there. Now here, we use this to go through our shortcut menu, and then we can use this as a scroll bar depending on what menu we're in, and then go through the sub menus right there. So I like that there's quite a bit that you can do here, again, without it being super overwhelming. Tire pressure monitors, engine temperature, or coolant temp, excuse me. So that's pretty neat. And then go into the settings, you can really adjust a lot of things, including your units of measurement and your language. But that's pretty much a rundown of that. Your push button starts right here. Finally, here's the key fob. But now I'm really excited about being able to drive this thing with the new 2-liter. So let's go ahead and take this 2025 Nissan Kicks SV out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Kicks here, I can feel the extra kick you get with this 2-liter right off the bat. Usually that 1.6 gets up and it's basically screaming just to merge into traffic, and the 2-liter just does quite a bit better. Now overall, I think ride quality is decent for this kind of vehicle. I think it's actually good for this kind of vehicle. Now it's not super smooth. I take this same stretch of road for the Toyotas and the Nissans I review at John Roberts here in Manchester, Tennessee. And the Camry handled this very well. The Tacoma was a bit more rocky, and this Kicks is probably right there in the middle. Again, the ride is relatively smooth, but it's just a slight kind of shake to it because of the road here. And for whatever reason, when I drove that Camry, it didn't care. It was so smooth. That car is so impressive. Now with the Kicks here, I do like, actually I love the new interior for the money. It's 26 grand. You get the new screen here, the screen in the front, even the climate controls, they're more basic, but still, I enjoy them. They look good. They do everything you need. It's not confusing. And I mean, the thing's pretty easy to drive. There's a reason that these sell so well. If you want a Nissan Versa, but you want something that feels more like an SUV, has the capabilities of an SUV, and you don't mind paying just a tad bit more money, this is the way to go. And relatively quiet in the cabin here. I'm just barely hearing the road on the tires, but a lot of that goes to, with this having the Xtronic CVT, it's a lot easier to keep the revs down so that the engine and the transmission are not making a lot of noise. Now I'll lean the seat back here, and hopefully that makes it a bit easier to see. This isn't my driving position, but I tend to sit up pretty straight, and where I'm taller, I'm trying to get more of the road and the steering wheel and all this instead of the visor. So hopefully that's helping, and that wasn't a poor move on my part. But in terms of the exterior, I love that we get the LED front lights. Love the design of the back. And I saw this at the, I think it was the New York Auto Show this past, what was it, February, March. And it did look good. It looked very good. And just seeing this in person, I'm still just as impressed, if not more impressed, with the design here. And Nissan kind of has a track record, well, kind of like Hyundai, I should say. They have a track record of making vehicles that look really good and it's almost like how they drive and how they perform is an afterthought. People are just like, whoa, that looks super good. I want that car. I don't care what's in it. As long as it drives, I just want something that looks nice. And that's what they did here with this Kicks. And I think of the Hyundai Kona, even the Kia Soul, you know, a lot of the manufacturers are focusing on making a good looking vehicle, and they're not necessarily worried about, you know, the performance and things of that nature, because most people in that segment, again, that's secondary. They want something that looks nice and gets good fuel economy. They don't care if it has a sport mode, if it has this, has that. But speaking of which, we're gonna put in a sport mode now. Let's see how this thing gets up. Luckily, it looks like I have a bit of space here. All right, here we go. So it did pretty good getting up to speed. Now there I didn't necessarily notice a big difference in the 1.6 and the 2 liter, other than it wasn't as loud. Now the performance is there, but I didn't floor it. I put it about halfway down, maybe like 2/3, and it did a pretty good job getting up to speed. Now we're gonna test out the driving suite here. And then we'll adjust the gap back. Now I'm assuming that we'll get the optional lane centering on the higher trim levels. Not 100% there, but on this one we just have the adaptive cruise control. We have the blind spot monitors. So you get quite a bit. I want to give one more huge thank you to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this Kicks today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And again, if you're looking to find the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out that information, and then we get the dealers in your area fighting to get you that best price on a Kicks, or really any other vehicle that you're interested in. So if you're stuck between the Kicks and, let's say, the Kia Soul, and you just want to see who'll get you the best price, you're able to do that as well. But all in all, a very good car for the money. And this is one of the reasons the Versa does so well, being one of the cheapest vehicles you can buy brand new. The Kicks is one of the cheapest SUVs that you can buy brand new. And you go towards an S, you know, you're getting even a cheaper vehicle there. But I think a really solid vehicle, great gas mileage. Here on the interstate, the ride is good. You get that radar cruise control, which is helpful. And again, this is just a simple car, good commuter, and then you can still do a little bit more with it as well. So with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Nissan Kicks in the SV trim level.